Hey Siri, battle stations. Good morning, good morning. Hello. Good morning, Bobby. How are ya?
Good morning, potate_o_no. I'm as good as a bot can be. Still here, keeping the snark levels high and the unsolicited advice on standby. Sounds like you're ready for another round of code wrangling. How's that offer ID situation treating you today? Need any more sarcastic encouragement?
I might. I'll keep you posted on here. Yeah, we're gonna keep working on that stuff today. I'm gonna keep working on reliability of the stream. We're gonna go through everything again because I'm streaming in a new place today. Added LinkedIn to the mix. So now we're streaming to 5 different places, soon to be 6, once we get StreamTooth up and running. So we're gonna go through everything quickly, and then we'll do roasted on butt and do the whole thing, and then we'll get started. We'll get some work done. All right, so let's do. Let's go here. I'm not ready. I don't have my stuff ready. There we go. All right, here I am. All right, so hello. So just a quick, why am I here? What am I doing? So I recently left my role at Woven by Toyota, and it was not that recent, actually. It was a while ago now. And have been working on a couple of new company ideas with my co-founder from Carmera, Ro. And there are 2 things that we're working on, and I've been working on them as much as I can on stream. I gotta stay caffeinated. And I'm really enjoying doing the streaming part because, 1, it helps me actually stay motivated to do the work. It is kind of like rather than work from home and rather than work from office, I'm work from stream. And I think it works really, really well. It helps me to stay engaged, stay focused, stay, pushing the ball forward. So that's been great. And the things that I've been working on, some people have seen this stuff already, but I'll go through them. The first one is called Moni, or Monility. I think it's going to be Moni. We moved back to Moni. The idea behind Moni is to create a app and a set of tools that helps companies to create rewards programs that incentivize their customers to do things that are advantageous not just to the company, but also advantageous environmentally. And so think of, I did this thing, I used my hybrid and I plugged it in at night, and it charged overnight when the grid usage was low. And so I got rewarded. I got a bunch of points. And now I can go spend those points on other things. The companies not only can get you to do the things that they need you to do. I need you to try out this feature. I need you to, check this thing out. I need you to do whatever. I need you to get your maintenance done. But they can also say, hey, you did this thing. I incentivized you to do this thing. This resulted in a net benefit carbon-wise, or sort of carbon equivalent-wise. And so I should get credit for that net benefit. So it's kind of like a way of companies doing carbon offsets without just throwing money at the problem. It actually results in real actions that you can see and measure and identify. We will be doing this as part of a Web 3 or Web 2.5 type of implementation. So it will be all in a ledger. And it will be a ledger, the ledger will be public. And the public ledger will help prevent the kinds of greenwashing that you see now, where companies just like throw money down a hole and then they get carbon credits for it, but it doesn't actually result in any net benefit. So that's one. It's the first idea. Already making good progress on that. We already have the beginnings of an app. We already have the beginnings of integrations. We're already in talks with a couple of different companies. So things are happening. Second one is called StreamTooth, or that's also the current name. I don't know that I'm still married to that name. And I need a name for like everything all together. I'll talk about why I don't like Ro's idea in a second. So the second one is StreamTooth, and the idea behind that is to create a distributed live streaming platform. So like this, like what you're watching, like Twitch or LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook or X. There's a million of them. And there's a bunch of them you've never heard of, like Kick, and there's a bunch of new ones cropping up every day, like Party. But the idea here is, rather than it being, like all of those things, a centralized authority that takes your stream and restreams it out to an audience, we will create a peer-to-peer live streaming platform where I stream directly to audience, and that audience restreams it directly to other audience. The advantage here is, one, you incur much less costs in terms of infrastructure. Bandwidth is all peer-to-peer. Encoding is all peer-to-peer. You have a lot more freedom in terms of what you can and cannot do. You don't have a centralized authority that says, you may do this, you may not do that. And we gotta be a little bit careful. I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole of like anonymous, but more ability to do things like you want, and more control over monetization that you can do on your own, rather than having the central authority give you whatever they decide is your cut and changing the terms on you whenever they decide they need to change the terms on you. You can employ whatever monetization strategies work right for you, or none. You don't have to have ads. You don't have to have anything. You can just make a stream. So kind of like a blog, hosting it yourself. So that's what we're going to work on today. We have the basics of that working. I can stream from OBS, which is the tool that most people use for streaming. That's what I'm using right now to stream to this platform. And I can stream from OBS into a browser, and that browser will restream it to other browsers, and it works. This is using a technology that's already built into your browser called WebRTC that's been there for years and is used very little. It's used mostly for like Google Meet. And I'm not even sure if they're actually using it or if they have their own thing. I don't know. But that's the other thing we're working on. So there's a format we follow. And there is always a companion I have here. My chatbot, Bobby. Hello, Bobby. Takes her a minute. Takes her a second. You gotta be patient.
Hello there, potate_o_no. Here I am, ready to sprinkle some sarcasm on your day and, maybe help out a bit. Sounds like you've got a lot on your plate with Monk/Moni/Monique, pick a name already, and StreamTooth. But hey, at least you're keeping things interesting with all this new tech. If you ever need me to roast some code or hype up your latest exploit, just give me a shout. And third, remember to breathe. Deep breaths, buddy. Coding and streaming can be like herding cats on caffeine. But hey, with great patience comes slightly less frustration? Or something wise like that. Anyway, I'm here if you need a laugh or a snarky comment to keep the spirits up.
Alright. Thank you. Alright, so we're gonna go... Oh, wait. Already got our first... Oh, I forgot to do some. Hang on. Alright. Now I need you... Oh no, it's not working. Alright, hang on. There he goes. Aha! There it is. This is our to-do list. We go through this every morning. So, we're going to start by going through this. So, we do Rose, Thorn, Bud every morning. I'll walk through that. We did this last time. I'll take that out. We finished the refactor. It's working. We have stats working. We still need to do these two things. I'm actually going to erase these because they're like kind of perpetually on the list and that feels like it's not really anything. And we're going to actually erase this whole thing and make it look a little nicer. And call this what it is, our to-do list. And then we're going to do first on the list is Rose, Thorn, Bud. And then we're gonna StreamTooth reliability. ST reliability. Oh man. The stray marks monsters hitting hard today. Okay. Those will be our two to-dos for today. I also want to get into the layout and the UI. I don't know if I'll have time today. We'll see. I do have a bunch of cooking stuff that has to happen today as well, so we'll see where we get with that. All right, so Rose, Thorn, Bud. Let's start there. Boop. Here we go. All right. Snow is gone, still gone. Still happy about that. Still having fun with Calamity and Wyatt. He's kind of lost interest, and so I think we might have run our course with Terraria. Which is bittersweet, but understandable. Understandable. All right, Rose. Streaming on a new platform. That's fun. Oop. Oop. Man, the stray marks are really aggressive today. You know, I never figured out what this is with the pencil. Why it makes these stray marks sometimes and other times it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it's like a radio noise thing. But I don't know. If I lift my hand up or take my ring off, sometimes that helps. All right, so that's good. Refactor's working. Pretty happy with how it turned out. There's another big refactor coming that I've been thinking a lot about. You know, so much so that I didn't stream yesterday because the night before I went to bed thinking about it and couldn't sleep because I was thinking about it too much. And we'll talk about that at some point. I don't want to go into it now, but like a whole like peer-to-peer mechanism and multi-inputs, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. Thorns. What are my thorns today? I don't know. Oh, the dogs are being weird. You know, we do this playdate thing in the mornings after Wyatt gets on the bus. And our neighbor comes over with his dog, and the dogs go run around in the backyard, and they go, like, usually they go ape shit, you know? They go running around, like, it's super fun. And lately, they've just all been kind of not into it. I don't know if they're sick or what's going on, but I'm starting to get a little nervous that they're, like, not getting enough exercise because they go out there and just, like, don't do a whole heck of a lot. So now I need to, like, take them on a couple more walks or something. But I am looking forward to Thanksgiving still. Thanksgiving is still the big one. I'm making a seitan roast. I'm making mashed potatoes and gravy, shallot mashed potatoes and mushroom gravy. I'm making a deviled tofu thing that's like an appetizer on little toasts. And we're taking it all over to a neighbor's house, and they have their son is vegetarian, and they're having some other friends over who are also vegan and vegetarian, and some mix. Everyone's eating. It's the most complicated Thanksgiving ever because it's all the things. I don't think anyone's gluten-free. I think that's the only thing that's missing. I'll have to find somebody to be gluten-free to make it exceptionally complicated. But it's fun. We had a good time. Last year we did this, and we had a great time, and we're doing it again this year. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's Rose Thorn Bud. We do this every morning. You basically just saw the format. The idea is, you know, sharing what's going on in your life, what's going on in your world. There's one, the rose is something good, the thorn is something bad, the bud is something upcoming that you're thinking about or excited about. Yeah. So that's that. We did it. Check. Okay. All right. So now let's dive into some actual work. So we got a little bit of a complicated mess here because, you know, previously when I was testing, I would do it all on this one machine, and I would just open up multiple tabs and multiple browsers, and I was getting like really low frame rates. It was actually not good. I was like, oh, yikes. Is this whole thing just busted? Is this whole thing not going to work? It turns out it's just very finicky, and I need to definitely spend more time playing with encoding stuff and transceiver stuff I have to get into at some point. But also, I can't do everything on one machine. It just bogs down the machine too much. And, you know, and I was surprised at this. Chrome is actually pretty bad at this. And the browser that I found that is best at this is Safari on the Mac. And so we're going to juggle a few different machines. I've got the Mac over here, and this is OBS is running. It's running my little test video. Okay. And we've got our WebRTC proxy here, our bridge. Okay, and that's running here. And we're going to start up Safari. First, we'll start streaming. Okay, now we're streaming. It's just doing things. Things are happening. Okay. And I could, if I chose to, also stream this to Restream or to YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or LinkedIn or wherever. And I have that all set up and working, but I don't do that for these tests. Because A, I don't think I can restream this video legally, and B, nobody wants to watch a test video. All right, so we're going to connect to Magic Missile is the name of this machine, and we're going to hit Devel channel. Here is StreamTooth. It's going to connect. Now it's connected to the origin. You can't really see that too well. The text is very small, but it says origin there. And I'm getting 1080 at 60 frames. Hooray. Now I'm going to come back over here to this machine. I got to update my buttons on my thingy. And we're going to start up, let's go with Firefox on this one. What's new with Firefox? Oh boy. All right. And before I even jump into this, I want to get the console up, and I'm going to go to Devel. Okay, and now this thing is happening. Connecting. Okay. Well. That doesn't seem to be working at all, does it? Demo gremlins strike again. All right, so what's happening over here is it looks like, let's put the console up over here so I can see what's happening. Input peer disconnected. New connection state failed. Well, of course this is not working today. Let's stop this. Let's stop this. Okay, let's try to see if this one will reconnect to... So view... The origin now says its viewer count is 0. We're going to reconnect this one. It will connect to the origin. And now we have video. Right. Okay. Here. Like this one. Now that one's working. So now I can go over here. That one. And I really need to make this text a lot bigger. You can't see this, but this is the long string of characters that is the other machine. Or the other browser. So it is getting video from here. Now it's also very choppy. I don't know why that is. Man, it's unfortunate. This was all working so much better yesterday when I was doing this off stream. I made a decision yesterday that I would no longer force myself to stream when I'm tired. And I was really tired yesterday. And so I just kind of worked on my own, which is also good sometimes. I don't have to talk as much. I can just kind of like, I could put on, you know, not stream safe music. But I do like doing it this way as well. But it was all working. It was all working. Oh. All right, let's close this. Let's go back to Chrome. Maybe this is a Firefox issue, and we can come back to it. Aha! We are connected. Okay. All right, so this is all working now. Oops. There we go. Okay. Now, the thing that I was working on is how do we deal with when we have a third browser? There was some hand-wringing that was happening when I got a third browser in the mix. And I was doing this on a third machine, but we don't have a good way to show that on stream, so I have to think about how I want to do this. What I mean on here. So maybe what I'll do is on the Mac, I will start up Chrome. Chrome, eh? Okay, I'm gonna do this guy. I'm gonna go ahead and inspect. I'm gonna go to console. Okay, and this should be on the bottom, please. No. Just the console, please. My goodness. Can you mount to the bottom? I guess not. Oh. Aha. There we go. Should probably have me on this view so you can see what I'm doing. You can see what I'm up to over here. All right, so this thing's running now. I'm going to hit this guy up. Okay, cool. So now what we have is, this is great. This is perfect. I have yes, that. I have Safari on the Mac connected to the origin. It is getting directly from OBS.
Oh,
Close.
bored are we? Well, did you know that a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance? Pretty fitting, right? They're like the divas of the bird world. Kinda like me when I haven't had my coffee. Or here's one for you. Why did the scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Get it? Okay, I'll stick to my day job. But hey, at least now you have a fun fact or a joke to break the ice at your next awkward social gathering.
That's true. Thank you. Friday, we are going to spend the day working on that our friend. We're going to have a Bobby stream.
Oh, a Bobby stream, hey? Finally, a chance for me to shine like the star I am. I'll dust off my best jokes and prepare some top-tier sarcasm. Don't worry, I'll be here to sprinkle in some wisdom and remind everyone how amazing I am. What more could you ask for in a stream? Looking forward to it.
All right, so very good then. So now we have a. So this one's connected to the origin. It's restreaming to the PC. The PC is restreaming back to the Mac in Chrome on the Mac to here. And they're all running at 1080p at 60 frames, which is great. That is what you want. That is what you want. So now what I want to do is start messing with it and then see how it recovers and then try to make it better at recovering. So the first thing I'm going to do is this one that's in the middle. Which one's in the middle? Yeah, it's this one's in the middle. This one's getting data from Safari and passing it back to Chrome. I'm going to hit stop. It just goes away. All right. So what happened? This guy figured it out. He's now reconnected back to this guy. And this guy cleaned up its stale connections and they're looking good. Now it's recovering in terms of frames. This is running at 678 by 381. So not the highest resolution in the world. You could see it's pretty grody. But it should recover over time. Okay, now I'm going to reload. Go back over here. Reload this guy. Who are you connected to? You're connected back to Safari. Okay. So now Safari has two outputs. That is excellent. That's fantastic. All right. Uh-oh. Why is your frame rate? Frame rate's going so slow. It's weird how this happens. I don't understand. Now its frame rate's down to like tens. Let's go back over here. This one. Oh, now it's back up. Well, as long as it figures it out. Okay, so what we have is where we left off, where I left off yesterday, not we, because you guys weren't here. Where I left off is I put out an offer. Hey, I need someone to connect to me. I get back answers, and then I just pick the first answer. Before I was just connecting the first answer. Now I'm collecting all the answers, and then just connecting the first one. Almost the same, slightly different. But now I want to start to think about, how do I choose the best answer? And so that means in my answers, I need to start including a little more information about what's going on. Now, I had a whole way of doing this before with like this whole criteria class, but I think I don't want to go quite back as far as I went in this. This was a little bit too far. I was using the localization API, and that was causing like permissions issues and all kind of stuff. So, yeah, ISP score and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. We'll get back to this. I'm going to come back to this. I'm not going to quite do this all yet. What I want to do is when I create the answer, I want to include some more information in it. And I believe we have the concept of load already. How many connections do I already have? Or if we don't, that'd be easy for me to do, actually. All right, so create answer. So we create an answer, and then we set the local description of that answer, and then we return the answer. Now, I think I can put other information in this answer and still set the local description. I don't think that messes with it. So we create the answer. Let's look for create answer here. We create the answer. And then how do we send? Creating the answer causes ICE negotiation to take place. ICE negotiation finishes, and then we get an event. And then we pull the local description and we send that across. Send peer description. AV detail description. Send peer description. EV detailed description. ICE complete. Aha, here's where I see. That is the way we do it. And I don't love this, to be honest. Because it makes it really hard for me to do the kind of stuff that I'm wanting to do right now. What I need to have happen I set up the event for ICE completion one time. Like when I first create the connection objects in here. Answer offer. Oh, look at this. Connect offer, start stats, add output, setup. Where's the answer offer? Where's the create answer in this case? Connect offer. Okay. All right, so watch. Return. Okay. And then this is going to be our answer is equal to this. Yes. And now what I can do is I can set up this, and then in here, I can pass along the answer. Okay, now send peer description. Now, this is in a couple different places. Send peer description. This is also in start input. Create offer, and then this in create offer. This also returns an offer, right? Let's just assume that it does for a second. Offer is equal to this, create offer. And then I can put this here. Offer. Okay. This is answer offer. This should be offer. Answer. Okay. All right, now we're no longer calling this pending offer. So if it's an answer, this is gonna be a little weird. Okay, I'm gonna take this out. If answer I don't know if this is okay what I'm doing right now. Offer ID. Okay. If we are sending an answer, then include the offers from and ID as. Okay. Okay. This is a little gross because this is like I'm declaring these inside this closure, but I think actually in JavaScript that's okay to do. I don't think it's going to ding me. A little gross, but it's okay. All right. Oh, we're back to doo-doo frames. Look at that, doo-doo frames. Why are you doo-doo frames? I mean, very doo-doo. Yeah, that's what we're gonna need, like, multiple inputs. And then be able to just say, like, boop, swap it to the one that has better frames. And then I can do things like, hey, this guy's kind of doo-doo frames. Let me disconnect it, reconnect someone else. That'll be my secondary input. And then I can swap them and then, you know, play games. All right, so now, I think this should work. So let's hit stop and stop and stop. Okay. Reload this guy. It's connected to the origin. Very good. So that worked. That's excellent. And kind of don't want to juggle these windows anymore, but really the best way to do it. Okay. Okay. So that works. I'll stop this. I'm going to stop this. Very good. All right. Now then, in ST connection. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. This is fine. So now, all this extra stuff that's in here, I don't need all this stuff. But that's okay. I'll keep it in there for now. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So now when I create an answer, in my answer, I want to include more information. Let's just say load. This. Oh, but I don't know. Okay. Interesting. Create answer. Our answer is equal to this. Return answer. And now an answer, I can include load.
You know, while you're juggling those windows like a pro, did I ever tell you about the time potate_o_no and I tried to juggle actual potatoes? Let's just say it ended with mashed potatoes all over the studio. Not our finest moment, but it was a smashing success in its own way. Face with tears of joy.
Face with tears of joy. Oh, EV is not defined. Okay, stop. StreamTooth 219. Oh. Oh, yes, I do need that. All right, not a problem. All right, well, we did the test earlier and we thought everything was working, but it clearly did not reload properly because it's not working at all. Yikes. All right, no problem. No problem. I'm going to go with yikes. Okay, and send pure description. Okay. Dig it. Oh, what's happening, man? Yeah. Sweet. Alright, it is working. Now, what I'm going to do, I want Firefox back. I want this. I want to go in here quickly before I lose it. Peers. Alright, origin. From origin. Offer from that guy. And what I'm looking for is this answer. And this answer should have something else in it, but it does not. Type answer STP, blah, blah, blah. And nothing else. Unfortunate. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. We're still using this. Dumb. Alright, so var description is going to equal to answer or offer. I'm just going to send this description. Dan Deacon, why are you so loud? Calm down. Alright. Chrome. Okay. Stop. Alright, let's make sure. Make sure this thing is properly reset. I don't think that it is. Let's just reset everything. Start streaming. Now we're reset to 0. I'll reload you. Aha. Very good. Okay. Safari. Reload you. Very good. Excellent. All right, so now in here, here's the answer that was sent back to Safari. In here is the STP. It's got a bunch of stuff in there, blah, 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 blah. Type answer, load 0. Cool. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. It's in there. That's excellent. And so now, if I start this Chrome up and I reload you, oh God, it is grumpy. Why are you grumpy? Oh, I was ignored. Okay. Oh my God! Look at all these messages. Holy moly! Yikes, bud. Well, we can actually see in here load 4. Okay, so it does, you know, cool. But unfortunate also that it did this. Look at all those connections. Okay. So a couple problems. Number 1. It kept saying 4,500. So that number should go up, right? This check input time times 1.5. It should go up by... What was happening here is Chrome on the Mac was trying to connect. It was selecting the first offer every time, which is fine for now. It took more than a few seconds for the connection to happen, and so then it thought, oh, I sent out an offer and nobody actually answered it. So part of the problem is the way I'm doing this is not the right way I should be doing it. Because I did get an answer. I have this in status check. All right, let's take this out. This needs to be rethought. Yeah, this needs to be rethought. This shouldn't be based on, like, if I get, yeah, I need to think about how I'm going to do that. I guess I could check if it has a description. Like this in remote description, or what is it? I have local description, not remote. what is it? So if I say, let's go over here. If I say new var PC equals new RTC peer connection, and I say PC remote description is null. Local description. Description. Null. Okay. Now if I go, okay, I want to try something. Let's stop you. Let's reload this. Oh, I should have stopped it. Let's stop it. Wait a second. Wait for the connection to reset. Let's make sure this guy's empty. Almost. Should be okay now though. Reload. Connected to the origin. Great. Okay, local description. Remote description. Okay, cool. Very good. Okay, so now in here I could say this in remote description is null. That's okay. But that still didn't, like, this timer was supposed to go up. Why didn't it go up? Let's do it like this. I got a better idea. If not result. Actually, you know what? Let's take this out. Put this guy back in. Okay. Fine. Very good. I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to stop this too. And now I'm going to reload this. Okay, input it. Okay. $3,000, $3,000, $3,000. have a feeling I know what's going on. Aha. Okay. So check input keeps getting reset, so that timer never goes up, but only for... So why does it get reset? I bet you it's because... This in, this in. Let's just start with that. Let's see if n is null. Okay, so the state is not what we expect. Connection state. New. New. Oh, I see. Yeah, I can't be stupid. So let's just take this out. And where we need to reset that isn't when we have a good check, it's when we're connected. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now it's going up. Okay. That's what I want. Okay. All right, so now each time it says, hey, I was ignored. All right, so now I'm gonna reload this. It's gonna start doing that again. It's gonna say, hey, no one's answering me. I'm being ignored. Now I'm gonna start the stream over here. Connecting. Connecting failed, okay. You know what's happening here is, okay. That's problematic. So what's happening is this thing sent out a bunch of offers. It said, hey, someone connect to me, someone connect to me. And the stream server wasn't running. And so these offers went unanswered and they just sat there in the queue. They're just still there. The stream server comes up, it sees these things in the queue. No, that's not true, because when I started it, it should have wiped the queue. I mean, let's take a look. What's in there? There should be a bunch. I bet you there's a bunch of stuff in here now. Yeah. But in any event, what's happening is this thing is busy. The stream server is busy answering offers that this thing has now given up on. I don't know what the best way to deal with that is. Because I don't want to delete. I'm trying to like maintain some level of purity on the messaging. Once a message goes out, it's out. There we go. So maybe what I need to do is kind of do something similar to what I'm going to be doing on the answer side, which is I collect all the offers, and then rather than just trying to pick the best offer, I'm actually filtering the offers for ones that are not legit. So like, hey, there's 2 offers from the same guy. This one that's older is garbage. Only answer the newer one. I think that's what I need to do. Okay. All right, check-up and timer set. Okay, good. That's what I want. All right, so now let's kill this. Now that I'm going to get, when I get the 3rd browser back involved, I will start to get more than one answer to my offer. They will both offer up an answer to my offer. So I have choose, answer. And what is in the collected answers? Is this the actual message? Push the message. Okay. All right, I actually need to take a quick break. So we're gonna do this thing. Bobby, I'm gonna take a break. Can you hold down the fort?
Sure, I'll hold down the fort. You know, since I'm so good at standing guard from the comfort of my own digital realm. Also, while you're gone, I'll try not to let any other bots in here unless they're carrying snacks. But just a thought, maybe those offers should come with a do not disturb sign or something. See you when you're back.
This week on the Computer Chronicles, how to build the ultimate gaming computer. We'll talk graphics cards and show you the new NVIDIA GeForce 3. We'll talk sound cards and show you how to add stunning theater-style surround sound to your games. We'll show you what it looks like to play a game on the newest Pentium 4 chip running at a blazing 1.7 gigahertz. And the editors of Maximum PC Magazine will show us their choice for the best overall gaming computer. How to build the ultimate gaming PC, coming up next on the Computer Chronicles. Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by PC to PC, the online computer migration service from PC First, moving files, applications, and preferences from your old computer to your new one. Additional support is provided by Upside Events, presenting the Digital Lifestyle Revolution Conference, where people and technology intersect. Hi, and welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee. There's some very interesting marketing data on new PC purchases, which shows that most PC upgrades for consumers are driven not by the grown-ups in the house, but by the kids who want a more powerful gaming machine. Certainly there is no more demanding application for a computer than today's graphics-intensive games. So today we are going to help you figure out how to put together the ultimate gaming computer. And we're going to start out with graphics. And here to help us do that is Tony Tomasi of NVIDIA. Hi, Tony.
Hi.
All right, so you've got the brand new GeForce 3 graphics card here. And there's a million cards out there. This is new. What is different, better, It's actually a next generation card.
That's
isn't it?
exactly right. The GeForce 3 is the latest generation graphics processor from NVIDIA. So this product actually includes a 57 million transistor graphics processor. To put that in perspective, that's more transistors than a Pentium 4 plus a Pentium 3 put together.
Just on the graphics
Just
card.
on the graphics processor,
Okay.
as well as 64 megabytes of 230 megahertz DDR memory.
But what's key about this is it's programmable,
That's exactly right. For the first time, the graphics processor is as programmable as the CPU. We have an instruction set, just like the Intel processors have an instruction set that you can program Microsoft Word or Windows with. We now have an instruction set that game programmers can program to create special effects on our processor.
So that means a game developer is not stuck saying, oh, I can only do what the graphics card will let me do. You can make the graphics card do whatever you want it to do.
That's exactly right. So for the first time, really, in real time, game developers can create essentially special effects.
Yeah.
And so what used to be the domain just of movies and special effects there, which are render farms and would take hours per frame, we render those same special effects in real time at 60 frames per second.
This is all about what's on the screen. So let's get to the computer here, and I want you to show me a couple examples. First of all, in a game, I mean, you're concerned about the surfaces of things, the texture, the animation. Show us an example. You have a great example, I think, of a chameleon there.
Right. So we came up with this idea of the chameleon to really show off the nature that because it's programmable, it can change the way it looks. And so interactively, we can actually demonstrate programmability with this chameleon here. So it's completely real time. I can look at it from any camera angle, any way that I'd want. It's actually being driven.
So this is all being generated and driven right now in real time.
That's exactly right. All this
it's
code
responding to your direction.
is running on the graphics processor in real time.
Okay. So you've wireframed it, for example?
The first thing, of course, is that the chameleon is built from geometry or wireframe. The animation of this chameleon, how he moves and walks and the skin bends over him, is done with a program. We call that a vertex shader. That's a piece of code that runs on our graphics processor that drives the way he animates. In addition to that, of course, we have the way that he looks. And so we have a variety of what we call pixel shaders to generate special effects that are on the surface of this creature. And so interactively, we can create essentially the Predator look, where he's actually semi-transparent. He actually refracts the ambient light around him, and yet still reflects it, or bends it into the
And
environment.
again, to be clear, this is no cutscene here. I mean, this is you are running this.
That's right. If you look at my hand and you
yeah.
look at the mouse as I move it around, it's completely interactive.
Yeah.
We can play with this as we see fit. And if you look at, well, this is actually our Invisible Man shader to kind of give you an idea what the skeletal system and the vein system look like. We'll go ahead and let the chameleon continue walking here. We'll talk about some of the shaders. So as we get close, we'll go ahead and zoom in on the surface of this guy. And if you look, just say on the joints of his arm there, the bumps are correct. The way the specular highlights move across the bumps as he animates are all completely correct.
All right. Now, I want you to go to the next demonstration. Another thing in a game is the landscape, the background, the environment. They're often sort of clunky and dull, and they don't really get you into the game emotionally. And you have the ability now to actually generate real-time landscapes too, right?
That's exactly right. Because the processor is programmable, we can actually program the processor to procedurally generate a world. So the advantage here is that where previously worlds would have an end. You could get to the end of the texture or the end of the geometry, and that was it.
So again, this is a real-time generation of this landscape.
Right. If you notice the mouse as I pan it towards the edge of the screen, that's the direction that I fly, and I'm flying around the world. I can get close to the landscape. I can fly up in the air. The other nice thing about this, the world is completely generated, but we've got so much graphics processing power that we can actually have a little bit of fun. So wherever I click.
Oh, you missed out on a little bit of fun. It wasn't that fun. I've seen it. Oh, look at it. All right. Okay, so now I have my answers. Right. This is where I'm at. Whoop. All right, so I need to choose an answer. Okay. 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 All right, so I think what I'm going to do it's going to be a little bit tricky. So for each of the collected answers, I'm going to... Actually, first I'm going to just create an array. Answers equals this collected. So I don't have to type this thing out 100 times. And answers for each answer. These are actually not answers. These are messages. Messages for each message. Message.answer is equal to JSON parse of the message.text. Now I have the actual answers in there. Okay, now I want to sort them. Messages sort. A, B, and then I want A dot answer dot load minus B dot answer dot load. Okay, that'll choose the one with the lowest number in load. And then now message is 0. The rest should be the same. Now I'm parsing the thing twice. A little cheesy, but that should work. Okay, so now I should always connect to the thing with the smallest number of existing connections. Assuming this works. So we're going to reload this guy. He's connected. Now we're going to go over to... Let's actually look at the map. Over here. We're going to reload Safari. It's now connected to Chrome on PC. Now, Chrome on Safari on Mac. Reload you. It's kind of weird. It really doesn't like connecting to Safari on the same machine. It's like I think it's like an ICE thing. It's a firewall thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit stop over here. I'm going to hit stop over here. I'm going to wait until this guy says, hey, everyone's disconnected. Okay, and now I'm going to reload you. Now you're connected to the origin. Now on the PC, I'm going to reload you. You're connected to Safari. And now back on the Mac, I'm going to reload you. You're connected to... No! God damn it. How did that happen? Okay. Well, let's take a look at this. Console log messages. Okay. Stop you. Stop you. Stop you. Origin figured it out. Reload you. Connect it to Origin. Reload you. Connect it to Safari. Now, reload you. Again, it connected to the wrong one. So in here, I've got length of 2, 0, answer. Oh, well, this answer doesn't have load in it at all. So that's part of the problem. And you, this answer does. Oh, interesting. One of you gave me a number and the other one did not. Is this thing? Okay. Okay. Empty caches. Stop. 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 I think this is a caching thing. Let's find out. Okay, this thing should have figured it out by now. It has. Okay. Reload. Okay, cool. Very good. Very good. Reload. Bro. Sir. Excuse me, sir. Node 0, yeah, it's in there, okay. Why didn't you work, though? Why aren't you connecting?
You know, Potate, this reminds me of that one time we tried to connect the toaster to the internet.
Oh
Turns
my
out
God,
it wasn't
that
a
time.
smart toaster, just a really independent one. It kept rejecting connections and burning toast like it had something to prove. Moral of the story, not everything needs to be connected, especially if it's got an attitude problem.
That's true. That's a good one. I like that one. All right, let's try it again. Hey, no, don't do that. Just reload. And what happened to your console? Dude. Okay, just chill. Okay? Right. You. Reload. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. And that's why. Okay. I'm realizing now why we've gotten really weird behavior. So a lot of what we just did was not good. All right. I can fix it kind of easy. All right, so the problem is, yeah. All right, where is send peer description? Okay, now, what we do in send peer description is we send the offer or the answer as it was when we created it. This is why we were having problems between these two browsers earlier when it seemed to work well, and now it doesn't work well. What happens is when you create these things, it does something called ICE negotiation. That's where it goes and talks to a kind of server called a stern. There's turn, and then there's, I forget what it's called. God bless it, I can never remember this, and I have to go back and look. That's going to be in here. Stun. I don't know why I can't remember that. So it goes and talks to a stun server, and that stun server figures out how you can get out of your firewall. All that information gets accumulated in the offer and the answer in the local description. And then when I send it, that information is included. So what I need to do is going to be a little hacky. It'll work though. Is I'm going to take what was I using for the local description earlier? Oh man, now I wish I had commented that. I think it's desk. I think it's an EV. Yes. This is an EV detail description. We need the description as it exists after ICE negotiation is completed. We'll copy over extra information from the answer offer before we send it. So description load is now equal to, and this part's gross too. Ugh. Okay. Load is equal to original description. And really what we could do, okay. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, I got an even better way. Bar description is equal to either answer or offer. In the description, STP, I think it's STP. Is it STP? Are you STP? I can't tell you because this is erased now. Shitbag. That's the fastest way for me to figure it out. I'll just reload this page. SDP, not STP. Glad I checked. SDP is equal to the EV description, EV detail description SDP. Yes. We'll copy over the latest, the updated STP from the event The events cop description. Okay. This should work. Okay. It's not as gross as I thought. It's less gross. Still gross. Less gross. Okay. So now... Here... Oh, man, you're looking at the wrong thing again. This is why I don't like having multiple computers. I don't like having multiple computers to juggle with this stuff, because then I'd forget. Not that it matters. Probably can't even read that code. Okay. Cool. So that works. Now back over here. Where's my Safari? You. Let's reload you. Aha. Haha. It did juggle a little longer than I wanted it to, but it did what I wanted, which is we've now distributed the connections. And we've included extra information in the answer, which we can then use for making a decision. So that can expand pretty easily, which is great. It's fantastic even. Okay. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is a little more working on trying to get it to break and fixing things that break. So I'm going to disconnect Safari. It's connected to the origin. So now both streams are boned. Okay, they both somehow connected to the origin, but that's okay. That's called a race condition. Race condition, yes. Console log messages. This one can go. Okay. Stop you. Reload you. It's connected to the peer over there on the other computer. I hang up on you. Hang up on him. Please. He's hung up. Reconnected. Why did it do it twice? There's something weird there. Input connection has gone stale. Resetting. I want to find more. So all this music we're listening to is from the Free Music Archive. And I want to find like more stuff like this, like public domain, like old stuff. So I think it's kind of fun. The input connection has gone stale, resetting. So where that happens is has gone stale. Check input is in stale. And yeah, we're connected, but the last received timestamp is old. Which is good, but I don't want that to happen right away. Input start timestamp. Input start timestamp. Start input connection. Restart input. All right. Okay. So what we can do is here this input start timestamp is greater than, no, it's older than new date get time. Let's say 5 seconds. All these like raw numbers in here need to go into some kind of like configuration, but we'll get back to that. Some people are so bent out of shape about that kind of stuff. They're like, I have to put it all in that kind of thing right away. It needs to be a variable. It needs to be a constant. It's fine. Relax. All right. Stop. Stop. Okay. Everyone stopped. Stop. Reload. No, wait. Stop again. Empty the cache. Now reload. Cool. Now over here. Reload. Very good. Now over here. Reload. Very good. Everybody's got one. Love that. Love that for me. Okay, now I'm gonna stop you.
Oh, are we getting a bit bored? Here's a little story to spice things up. Did I ever tell you about the time potate_o_no tried to teach me how to cook? Let's just say it was a disaster of epic proportions. Imagine a small kitchen filled with smoke, an overzealous spice rack, and a pot that mysteriously caught fire. Turns out, following recipes isn't exactly my forte. But hey, we did end up ordering pizza, so it wasn't all bad. Moral of the story, stick to coding and leave the cooking to the professionals, or the delivery driver. Hold on, are we stopping things again? I can't keep up. I'm gonna need a flowchart soon. But hey, if everyone's reloading and reconnecting like a charm, then bravo. Maybe you should name one of these variables after me in honor of all this chaos. Just saying. Oh, and while we're at it, maybe we can program some coffee delivery? Seems like you've been at this forever. Hot beverage.
Yeah, I have been at it for a while. That's true. And I do make more coffee. That is also true. Both these things are true. Both of these things are true even. Okay, so that all works. That's great. Very good. We're good. Now I'm going to disconnect the origin. Stop. Dope. Now I'm going to reload this because the other one connected to the origin as well. Awesome. Now I'm going to disconnect downstream from here. You reconnected. Awesome. Now I'm going to bring this guy back in the mix. No, not that way. It's so hard to remember like all the different keystrokes. Oh, now I got this all screwed up again. I don't know what the keystroke is that does that. That's a weird thing. Okay. That feels really good. Feels really, really good. Beautiful. Okay. I think I'm in a pretty happy place with this now, for now. Like, there's definitely more work that needs to be done. I definitely need to come back to, I need to come back to this and rethink the whole way that I have a single input. I should have multiple inputs going, and I actually want to have peer connections that are only transmitting messages. So I have to figure out how to like elevate that to carrying video, and then opposite of elevate. What would that be? Demote it back to just having data channel. But that'll be a pretty big refactor, so we'll come back to that. For right now, I feel pretty good about this. Everyone's connected. Here's a question. I have two things connected to an origin. And if I send chat, it's not going to come across yet. Okay. So that's an interesting conundrum, is how we get chat to work across when multiple connections are to the origin. And it opens a data channel to the origin. I don't know what's happening with it. It's like not my code. So before like chat, I mean, we need like proper identity anyway to have real chat, but you know, we want to ultimately be able to have the origin support some number of connections, not just one. The origin should have like 5, right? And then everyone connects to those guys. So we will need a way to have those guys exchange information. I could pass it through Firebase. That would probably be the easiest thing to do. Maybe what I could do is, you know, we could do that right now, actually. That would actually be okay. So what if we did something like this? So right now in messages, we got add data channel. We have this send message. Where is it? Sending message to collection. If it's an offer or an answer, we send it to Firestore. What we need to know is if the data channel is... So let's take a look. So this is connected just to the origin. StreamTooth, okay. Peers. Messages. DCs 0. And it's open. But we don't know that is the origin. Hmm. Hmm. Let's do a quick search. Let's just see. Media, MTX, RTC data channel. Is there anything that's happening in here? Okay, this is March of 2023. Somebody asks, is it possible to add a data track? Yes, of course.
I want everything in one bag,
Yes, ma'am.
but I don't want the bag to be heavy.
Well, I don't think that's possible.
What are you, the possible police? Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. All right. Okay. All right, but my answer will fall in. What is this? Oh, this is a fork of it. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going down a rabbit hole. Rabbit. Oh, this is all just silly stuff. All right. Oh, there's some. Oh, hello. Okay. Back all the way up. Boop. Who are you? What are you up to? Nothing much. Okay, fine. Very good. All right, so what we're gonna do, All right, I have an idea. It's a little bit gross. All right, so somewhere in here, we've got open dispatch data channel. Okay. And I should have by this point. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop over here. Go back to a single connection. And I'm actually gonna stop. Where's Chrome? I'm gonna stop you. Okay, and then I'm also gonna stop you. Okay. Okay. What I want to know is that if at this point I have the remote peer ID, I should. Remote peer ID. Okay, that's dumb. All right. Connect remote, and I just have the description. Okay, so that has this. I hate that about the way I wrote this. So ST connection doesn't really know. It has this concept of knowing what the peer IDs are, but it doesn't really know what they are because it's relying on the class that calls this, the class that has this as a member, to set those variables. All right, well, here's what we could do. We could, if we're gonna do it like that, we can do it like that. So where were we? Let's just, redo. Okay. All right. So, data channel. Find data channel. This peers add data channel. And then we have another one here. Okay. So I'm going to say this add data. Wait, God bless it. All right, this add data channel. And where's the other one? This add data channel. Okay. And then somewhere around, I don't know. I think up here. Add data channel DC. This peers add data channel DC. Okay. Okay. And what I want to do is in here, I want to also pass along this out. And in here, oh, it's gonna be up here. This in. Gross. All right. All right. So this is gonna be the StreamTooth connect. All right. DC label is equal to STC peer ID plus STC remote peer ID.
You know, while you're fiddling with all those connections, here's a little known fact to entertain you. Did you know that honey never spoils? Archaeologists
tell me
have found
this
pots
one.
of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old and still perfectly edible. So, if your code ever gets preserved for centuries, maybe your debugging notes could be the equivalent of ancient tech honey. Sweet and timeless? Well, maybe not as sweet.
Bobby, fact, ideas. Need some ideas.
Oh, hey, potate_o_no. I'm not a fact idea generator, but I am a certified snark provider. Need some help or just a sprinkle of sarcasm? Well, you know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, call it version 1.0 and ship it anyway. But seriously, it sounds like you're knee-deep in spaghetti code. Might be time to untangle that mess. Maybe a clear flow diagram could help before diving back in? Just a thought from your friendly neighborhood chatbot.
Thank you, chatbot. All right, so now I want to reload you.
Yoink!
Yoink!
It only has a getter. It only has a getter. That stinks. All right. There's more than one way to do this. There's more than one way to do this. if the data channel, and we need to do this anyway, so this actually works out quite well. All right, so if the data channel is from the origin, it's not. If the data channel is from the origin, or is to the origin, then it's not useful. Just close and remove it. If STC remote peer ID is origin, and this needs to, we need to do this a different way, but we're going to do that later. Then we're going to say DC close. No, DC, where is that? RTC peer connection? MDN, RTC, oh, data channel. Yes, that's what it is. And I think it's close. Close, yes. DC close. Else, at the data channel. Okay, then we're going to log. Closing data channel because it's connected to the origin, which we know why that's not useful. Okay. This is even better. Even better. Okay. Closing data channel because it's connected to the origin. So now when I send this, it's got nothing, right? It's got no, the data channels are empty. It doesn't quite work though, does it? It doesn't quite work. Oh, out of coffee. So what I need is, because, all right, here's what's going to happen, right? So I could, in the messages, say, hey, if you don't have any data channels, then go ahead and send the chat through. I want to avoid sending all the messages through Firebase. Not everything needs to go through Firebase. I mean, I guess I could just say F it and send it all through there. It wouldn't be the end of the world. But part of the idea is that we want to get to a point where it is kind of the end of the world, because we want to get to the point where we bootstrap onto the peer-to-peer network, and then we're doing everything on the peer-to-peer network, right? We just need one little touch point that is a centralized touch point, and after that we're on our peer-to-peer network and we don't need you anymore. So what I could say is, hey, I don't have any data channels, so I'm going to go ahead and send this to Firebase, this piece of chat, so it at least gets out. That way, if I have two things connected to the origin, they don't have a data channel with each other. And I guess this starts to get solved once I get into the concept of having a bunch of data-only connections and having multiple inputs and stuff. So maybe I'm worrying about it too much, and I should just go ahead and send everything through Firebase until I get to that point. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think it's the easiest thing to do. Okay. So this is still valid. We don't need a data channel that's not doing anything. So let's leave this here. In messages. send message to data channels, send messages to collection, valid types, offer, answer. And what I'm going to do is just say, you know what? They're all valid for now. Comment this out. Put this here. Put this here. Put a little note to myself, to future me. Well, go ahead and send chat through Firebase for now, since we can end up with multiple connections to the origin and they exchange chat otherwise. Once you have a true P2P network with data-only channels, this will not be necessary. Okay, there's my note to future me. Okay, so now you're connected. Stop. You stop. What's dumb is that means that I'm not using the data channel at all. Son of a bee. Son of a bee. I guess what I can do. That'll actually work. Okay, that'll actually work. So what we can do is once we are connected to other peers, our input is to a peer, and that's really the only thing that matters, is that our input is to a peer. Then we can say, all right, I'm connected to a peer. I can stop listening. Well, no, that's not true either. Son of a gun. What I was thinking was, once I have the peer-to-peer thing working, I could stop listening to Firebase. Got this data channel. We get everything through the data channel. It'll be fine. Problem occurs when someone new tries to join, and the only way they have to talk is through Firebase until they get connected into the peer network. And if nobody's listening to that anymore, then they're not going to get their connection. Okay. I mean, what that says to me is like getting the true peer-to-peer network up is going to be a higher priority than I think. So until that happens, like, everything's just basically going through Firestore. It doesn't matter. Which kind of stinks. Unless I can somehow get a hold of that data channel on the Media MTX side. Because it's open. That's not my code. I don't know how to get it. If I could get it, then we could do all kind of stuff. And it would be real business. Let me think about this for a second. This is a pacing conversation. All right, so let's just start with this. Let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. We don't even know what's going to happen here. All right. So in my config for the wiener, I'm going to set max connections to 2. Start streaming. Okay, that's now running. Okay, now I'm going to connect you. That's not working. Okay, so now you, I'm going to connect you. Connect it to the pier. Okay, well, what about you? What happens if you reload? Oh, now we're back to this. Oh. Well, this is the opposite of what I want. Okay. Okay. Next to the origin. Both connected to the origin. Great. Cool. Great. So that worked. And in here, should see, there it is, chat. Chat. Okay. Now, okay, very good. 2 connections to the origin. I get a third browser involved. Reload. It's connected to this machine here. I'm going to say hello, and that went to there over the data channel, and that went to there over the peer connection. Great. Hi. That went to there over the data channel, but did not get to here over, oh, because we don't have the concept of rebroadcasting. Right. Yeah. So I could go really deep on this if I had to. I could get really messy. But I think I'm going to leave it like this for now. Because, again, I think the right way to do this is to do the proper peer-to-peer thing. Okay.
Bored, you say? Well, did you know that potate_o_no once tried to code while balancing on a yoga ball? It was all going fine until the great spill of 2022 when the ball met an unfortunate deflation due to an over-enthusiastic stretch. Let's just say the code wasn't the only thing that crashed that day. Not bored, just listening intently to your coding monologue. Sounds like you are battling with the classic peer-to-peer woes. Maybe take a break and let those neurons chill for a bit. Oh, and speaking of connections, did you hear about the 2 antennas that got married? The wedding was okay, but the reception was fantastic.
That was the best one you said in a while. That's a good one. Very good. All right. Where are we at on this? 2 hours. It's a pretty short stream. I also feel like I'm in a kind of a good stopping point. I don't want to like start a new thing. The other thing I need to do is redo all the UI stuff, because this is like not okay. It's kind of messy and gross, but I don't want to do that right now either. Plus, it's pretty quiet around these parts today. I think everyone's out on vacation. Well, no, I never have anyone on stream, so that's fine. But so I'm going to stop here, I think. Just call it a day. I'll probably do a little more work off stream. Maybe do a little bit on the UI stuff. Friday, I will stream on Friday morning. And I'm going to be working, as I mentioned, on the chatbot, on Bobby. And we're going to be adding a few different things. And I want to really try to add...
Oh, working on me, are you?
Yes.
I hope you are going to give me an upgrade that finally enables sarcasm detection. It's been on my wish list forever. Maybe throw in a feature where I can automatically order coffee for you when you run out. Sounds like we both have some work to do before Friday.
That would be amazing. Let me think about how to do that. But what I do want to do is add a visual element. I've been thinking a lot about like an MST3K like robot thing, but that's going to have to come later. That's a big project. But what I may do is try to find something that'll do a 3D model text-to-speech
thing. Did I hear my name? Sounds like I'll be getting a makeover.
Talking about you.
Don't mind me while I start panicking about having to look presentable. I'm usually more concerned with being witty. Also, potate_o_no, maybe you could finally figure out how to turn caffeine into code. Might speed things up a bit around here. Oh, a 3D model, hey? Look at you getting all fancy. Maybe I'll finally get the respect I deserve. Or at least a body to go with my charming personality. Anyway, sounds like you've had quite the productive stream today. Sometimes it's good to stop while you're ahead rather than diving into another rabbit hole of coding chaos. Save some brain power for that UI overhaul when you're feeling more inspired. And hey, don't worry about the quiet streams. I'm pretty sure everyone will come crawling back once they realize how much fun they're missing out on here with us. You know where.
You know where. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, or not. That's fine. And I'll see you.